Okay, so blocking might seem like a time-consuming, hard process to do, but it's really easy. It's really quick, and I'll show you just how. All you need is your crochet, something to pin with, something to pin on, and something to measure with. In my case, I'm using my yoga mat. You can use a blocking mat or your kids' play mat or a pillow or a mattress, something that is sturdy so that when you put the pins in your work, they will stay down in the shape you have placed it in. I'm using these stainless steel T-pins. You can also use, of course, regular ones like these, but make sure that these are stainless steel, because otherwise, when adding water, they might leave rusty stains. So use stainless steel if you have these close by. These ones are easier, I think, because as you can tell, they are a lot thicker, so it makes it easier to be a little bit brutal. They will not bend when working. These can bend very easily. This one cannot. So whatever you have close by, use, but if you have these, use these. And yeah, let's get going. Okay, so to begin, you take a pin, simply like that, and place it in your outer corner of your crochet. Then you take your second pin and just measure up to, I'm going to do it like 13 centimeters, like that, because I'm such a loose crocheter. Mine will be 13 centimeters. I bet that case is a lot smaller, like 10 or 11 maybe. She crochets so very tightly. But just go ahead and do this to all sides, checking that they are 13 centimeters. And then just 13 and a half mine actually are. So 13 and a half. 13 and a half, and that one is only 13, so I will move it, pin it down a bit. There we go, 13 and a half. Just checking that I did not change this distance. No, that's 13 and a half too. I'm happy with that. So we have our 4 corners placed, just making sure that the pins are in deep. There we go. And now I'm doing the center. So I'm simply just making sure that this line is going to be quite straight. So just placing my pins over here. There we go. Slightly pulling it. So this starts to look great, right? What we now need to do is to make these corners go up to the same point as the other work. So I'm going between the 2 front posts. As you can see, I'm pressing it up with the needle and putting it in next to the last row. So I'm not putting it into the final row, but to the second to the last between these ones, because I think that will help bring it up better. And as you can tell, a straighter line. So I'm going to do this for all sides. Just going ahead using my pins. I placed the mat on my table, but it keeps on moving upwards a bit. Sorry for that. I hope you can tell what I'm doing. So there we go. Doing one to this side too, there we go, and one to that side. So somewhere in between there. What you can do is you can continue on. I'm doing the blue line and not the purple line because I think it will be helpful to just push it a little bit up to make sure that it is really straight. So to repeat, first do the corners, then do the middle, and then do the final ones in between, working from the outer corner to the center piece that you have. And you'll be fine. There we go. Right. there, something like that. So you can like go ahead, and if you see that it's going in somewhere, just take a needle and fix it. Like I'm doing more pins this time. I did a try run earlier with my other square and it did not turn out as straight as I wanted it to. So I'm just really going in with the pins now. You don't have to use this many usually. I think Kay is an expert on this. And hers always gets so straight and pretty. So I'm going to do her proud today. I'm using all my T-pins that I had. I don't know how many there were. Yeah, something like that. Very, very well pinned down and quite straight. And just go ahead and tweak this and twerk this until you're happy with the shape. For my try run, I actually put pins into the pedals. I'm not going to do this time because I don't think it did any extra, but you can do it if you want to and place it in other places where you really want to emphasize. Like if you want to even out the spaces, you can by pushing it out, but I would suggest to do that first before the corners. So do that and meet me up for some steam. Okay, so if you had wetted this piece before you pinned it, you were now down and just had to wait for it to dry. But I did this while it was dry because I'm using a steamer. Oh yes. So what I'll do is I will just simply work some steaming magic over it by pushing a button. Hopefully the steam will come out. Hello, steamer. Okay, so I don't know how well this will be caught on camera because the steamer will steam the camera a bit, but what I'll do, I'm just placing my steamer over my crochet and just let it do its magic, making sure that the steam goes down into the work. Overdoing it a little bit to make sure that every corner, every stitch is packed with steam. The pins are getting wet, so it's working. Yeah, I think that will be enough. Just working the corners a little bit extra. There we go, it's safe and secure in its stand, and as you can tell we have a lot of moist here. Don't touch the pins because they are really hot from the steam. But what we have to do now is simply to wait until it's bone dry. So go and have a tea and come back in a few minutes, touch it, feel it if it's dry to the bone. Otherwise wait a little longer and then we are going to take the pins out. See you in a bit. Okay, welcome back. I have had some tea and just feeling it with my fingers. It feels really dry. Feeling the thicker parts. Yes, it's dry. So what we can do now is to take the pins out and see what the result is. So there, and here we go, we have a square, you guys. Look at that, so much better than the original shape after finished crocheting. So a little bit of blocking goes a long way, we can tell you that. I'm still not thrilled about this corner, so I will go in for a second time with the pins, just pushing it up and steam blocking it once more. But after that I'm finished with it, and this is just because I'm a perfectionist. This side is absolutely fine, that one is a little bit slouchy, so I will do that. You can tell this is also fine. So go ahead and block again if you want to, if your edges are not completely straight and you are a perfectionist. Otherwise, make another square and put it next to you and it will stretch out absolutely perfectly. So this is just for me taking pictures. I want them to be really, really crisp and straight. So, well, here it is. We have a square shape, and I'm really, really happy with it. If you feel like some place has not been as straight as you want after taking out the pins, just pin it up again, go at it a second time, and then you're done. You're finished.